Florida Sundogs feeling good about lucky number 7, but the Nevada Hot Dice aren't about to cash in their chips just yet. Despite personal controversy,
be my wife.
Florida continues striving to be number 1, but the career breaker, Richard Brown, has recently formed an unorthodox alliance with the evil enforcer, Mark D'Amato.
Bad is good.
Cover your knees as the Nevada Hot Dice take aim at the Florida Sundogs. Next on RollerJam.
Studios in Orlando, Florida. This is the World Skating League. Tonight's marquee matchup, the Nevada Hot Dice against the Florida Sundogs. Welcome everyone to RollerJam Arena. I'm Ken Resnick along with Lee Rehrman and roller derby legend Buddy Atkinson Jr. Two teams, very honestly, as of late, the RollerJam guys have been very kind to. The Florida Sundogs coming off very impressive wins over the California Quakes and the New York Enforcers, and the Nevada Hot Dice, everything has been going their way. Richard Brown has been reinstated. Jason McDaniel has returned from a broken collarbone and honestly lived up to all the hype surrounding his return. And Lee Rehrman, of course, on the women's side, a key matchup, Shea Brown for the Hot Dice, and as always, Denise Loden for the Florida Sundogs.
Well, what's really interesting about this matchup is Shea Brown has modeled herself after Denise Loden. We know Denise Loden has actually put a men's jammer helmet on recently, but Denise Loden, we always talk about her being the premier women's prototype for the perfect skater in the World Skating League. Shea Brown has recognized that, modeled herself after it, and in fact, when they get together, there's always a chip on the shoulder of Shea Brown to show Denise Loden that she's an up-and-comer.
And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the rivalry between Sam Martin and his brother Micah Martin.
Well, these guys, whether it's green hair or whether it's red hair, I don't care what color hair, these two guys go at it. Richard Brown, when he was a Sundog, Sam Martin was his protege. Now, Micah Martin is his protege. A little bit darker Richard Brown with the Hot Dice. Always a great matchup between the Martin brothers.
And Buddy Atkinson, no question, Bill Barker, the most physical of the Florida Sundogs, but he's going to have to contend with both the physical play of Richard Brown and Mark Webber.
You're telling me, I'll tell you, this guy is got his hands full, but he's a very aggressive fella in the sense that he can take a bang, he gives a bang, he's not afraid of Richard, without a doubt. And as far as Webber goes, there's a clash there because they're both, struggling to see who's going to be outdoing the other one. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to lean a little heavy today with the dogs because I think Barker's brought some stuff to this team that nobody totally realizes yet.
And you hear the music? Let's welcome the Nevada Hot Dice. The Nevada Hot Dice, it's been quite a while since we've been able to talk about any momentum for this club, but they certainly haven't coming into this game. Richard Brown back, they're getting his leadership. He is a great coach, a good strategist, and certainly the return of Jason McDaniel has really buoyed this club, and we'll see because here they come, the Florida Sundogs. Sundogs as well, a ton of momentum, and they've strung together some very, very impressive wins. In fact, talking to a lot of people in and around the World Skating League, right now they are the hottest team in the WSL, and Hawk, I think they've definitely served notice that the New York Enforcers are no longer the only elite team in the WSL.
Well, it was only a few weeks ago when we saw this team in disarray with not even enough people to field a men's unit, and Denise Loden had to pick it up for them, but they're back and they got momentum now, Ken.
And now starting for the Florida Sundogs will be Captain Denise Loden, Andrea Franklin, Lindsey Francis, Kathy Evangelo, and Suzanne Chalene. For the Hot Dice, Mandy Osborne, Laura Weintraub, Katie Cooper, Shea Brown, and the leader of the showgirls, Kim Hart. And with the starting line, you see the Dice girl telling us it's period number 1, and that's how we start the beginning of each period. A little bit of surprise right off the bat for the Hot Dice. Mandy Osborne coming out. Usually they counter with Mindy Smith, but it's Mandy Osborne and Laura Weintraub for the Hot Dice. Andrea Franklin out jamming for the Sundogs, being followed up by Kathy Evangelo. You see Osborne and Weintraub with a double block. Franklin trying to get by, and she pulls them both down. A smart move, allowing Evangelo to fly right on over them. Kathy Evangelo all alone. Great teamwork by Andrea Franklin pulling down both both the Dice Jammers. You see Kathy Evangelo signaling to someone in the crowd, number one, and right now the Sundogs are indeed number one in the WSL. Shane Brown is back to block out. Does a good job of using the top post of the track to pin Kathy Evangelo. Again, Shane Brown using the stiff arm. Now, you see Suzanne Chalene to try and help her teammate. Shane Brown does a very good job of avoiding Chalene. So far, Evangelo unable to get by Shane Brown. Brown, of course, the most physical of the Nevada Hot Dice. We run out of time, and the first jab is scoreless, courtesy of Big Shane Brown.
And Shane Brown's picking up right where she left off, Ken, as she dons a jammer helmet. She can do both, and she's been doing both very well here in the World Skating League. But you mentioned the Nevada Hot Dice not sending out Mindy Smith as a jammer. Debbie Rice wasn't sent out by the Florida Sundogs either. I'm wondering if it's strategy or if maybe she's still smarting from that broken wrist.
We're underway once again, and we talked about it. If you just joined us this week in the WSL, Debbie Rice, the fastest gal in the Florida Sundogs, coming off a broken wrist, and she broke in 3 places. And certainly the A-team out jamming for both teams. That's Denise Loden between Shane Brown and Kim Hart. Nevada going with their 2 most physical skaters. And Denise Loden sends Kim Hart right into the rail. Hart looked like she ran right into her midsection, may have taken out her win. And now a big knee to Shane Brown. But we talked about Brown's physical play, the way she stepped it up. And she is able to maintain her balance. In fact, coming around, takes the inside and regains the lead. Loden again combines great skating with a tremendous amount of physical play. Not to be mistaken for dirty play, but very, very physical. Perhaps as physical as there is in the WSL. And now she goes right around one of the Hot Dice, picks up a point, and Shane Brown returns the favor, goes by Kathy Evangelo. 1 point so far for each of the 2 teams. And now Loden and Shane Brown go at it at the post, tied it up at 1 apiece, and here they go.
Well, Denise Loden came out this